Hey guys, what's up? It's Lady Calysta. So this is part of the mini-series where I am going to be doing gaming reviews on the nominees for the Game Awards 2018, which happened in the beginning of December. Now this game is called Donut County. And again, I told you guys this before, a lot of these games are not the type of games that I would normally play on this channel, but in the spirit of what I initially set out to do, and it's really to try kind of these big mobile games. And I say big in the sense that they were nominated for one of the bigger awards. I wanted to give it a shot. So you can kind of see here, this game is very, very kid friendly. I would say probably the target demographic is going to be boys and girls, ages based on what they have to do, maybe like 7 and up, I think. So you might have children or little cousins that might be interested in this type of game. It does really help you from a spatial orientation perspective, and I'll let you guys see kind of what that means. But the idea of the story is pretty cool. So basically this girl Mira, who is the one that was sitting on the bed, has a friend who runs a donut shop, who is also, I think, like a raccoon. And this raccoon, and I'm going to show you guys here, in the very beginning, it's giving you a whole lot of insight into what you are primarily going to be doing in this game. So from a game mechanics perspective, just sidestepping from the story, this is all about getting things in a hole. Kind of like that. So very golf-esque, like if you're taking a look at it, right? And you're basically, the more things that you get in the hole, the bigger the hole gets, and ultimately that hole leads to, I don't know, like 99 whatever miles underneath the ground, and that's where most of the city is going. So Mira, who was the girl in the very beginning, is talking to her friend, or texting rather, sorry, her friend that owns the donut shop. And again, he's a raccoon and he is also a gamer, and he's trying to get to level 10 in his game, because when he gets to level 10, he's going to be able to basically unlock what he calls a quadricopter, and that's him right there. You can see he's just hanging out texting, even though he's supposed to be working in the donut shop. Probably wouldn't want to eat there. I don't know, maybe you would. So this is kind of cute. Like obviously you're not necessarily doing much other than hitting reply. And initially you play as Mira, then you play as a raccoon. You're basically just hitting reply, and he basically then tells you about the quadcopter. I apologize, quadcopter. And the quadcopter is basically what causes all this drama. So it basically will fast forward into this section where it will say 6 weeks later, and we're gonna see what happens. So all of a sudden we are staring at a broken quadcopter, and BK, that's the name of the squirrel, is pretty unhappy with Mira because apparently Mira smashed it. Now why did Mira smash it? Well, it looks like BK with his quadcopter, oh, and here it is, 999 feet below. With his quadcopter, he basically made a bunch of holes under the town and basically sucked in different parts of the town into 999 feet under the ground. So that's where most of the town is, and that's why all this looks kind of like a hot mess, because they're basically like underground right now, thanks to BK and his hitting level 10 and getting the quadcopter. So what's the point of this? Well, this is basically the backstory of what you're going to be doing. So in essence, one of the townspeople is going to say, oh my god, my son is still up there, and you're going to control the holes that you can put up under the town. And the purpose of this entire game is basically to deploy holes and swallow up as much as you can. So this is a really good example where you need to start from biggest to smallest, and you can also play with how the items fall in the hole. So sometimes you can put something directly underneath and it won't fit, but if it goes in sideways or if it goes in backwards, it will fit in the hole. And the more things that you're swallowing up, the bigger the hole. So you need to make sure that you're prioritizing the things that you're putting in there. For example, that bull's head can't go in when it's in that box, right? Like you need the bull's head to go in first, the hole gets a little bigger, and then all of a sudden the box can go in, and then the larger kind of cardboard box can go in. And basically that's the premise of the game. You're basically trying to get things from the top down below, and the whole story, at least in the very beginning, is trying to help the son of the person that's downstairs. Now, overall, I would say visually the game is very simple. I really do like the fact that it forces you to think a little bit. I think this is a great game for kids. Sound wise, it didn't really like wow me. I thought the soundtrack was kind of basic. I think imagery wise, it's very much engaging, I think, for children, because there's a lot to see. But I think gameplay wise, it's a good game for children because they're learning kind of spatial orientation, right? Like this is gonna help you guys parallel park one day. So that's my thoughts overall. I think it is a game geared for much younger gamers. I can see why it was nominated. I think it's interesting. The storyline initially was pretty interesting. I was like, oh, okay, there's like a story behind this, as opposed to a lot of games that are geared for kids don't have the story and they just have them like doing things and they don't really know why. So this was cool that it has that background story. Let me know if you have any comments or questions down below, and as usual, thank you so much for watching.